Welcome back to Power Cave Training. Today I'm going to be doing some mobility stuff for my lower body, for my legs, which are probably the least flexible part of my body. And I'm trying to make that better because when they're not, when your thighs are tight, hammies are tight, calves are tight, your knees start suffering from that, which I've had a lot of problems. I'm a lot better now. A few years ago I couldn't even walk down the stairs. Now I can do all that stuff. It just hurts a little bit when I squat and deadlift a little bit. So I'm going to go through my lower body mobility exercises that I do to increase my range of motion, different things you can do. I usually do 4 sets of these twice a week. I'm on my last set coming up now. I'll be moving the camera a lot when I do it, so be ready for that. And I'll also post a video right before I post this one of a bench press I did yesterday. I'm doing a competition on May 17th. I decided to come back and bench, even though doctors said I never could do that again. I just have a kind of a fire inside to do that, and I really have very little pain. At least not from the rotator cuff right now. So yesterday I benched, and I got within 20 pounds of our state record in Minnesota. So I think I'll break that unless something bad happens along the way. I should break that, hopefully pretty easy. So I'm looking forward to going and doing that, and then trying to heal up the other injuries that I have. So you'll see my last bench press. That'll be just a few second video. I'll post on that. And I'm going to post this one and show you the different things you can do with exercises to get your knees and calves and everything back in shape. So we're going to start and we'll get going on that. So I'm going to raise the camera up a little bit. Yeah, we'll start over there. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to do my calf raises. Now I'm going to do a lot of band work today. So again, I've done a whole video on bands, but just to show you, this one, I check these a lot because I have been using bands for a long time. So I check these bands a lot. This one broke on me when I was doing a heavy movement, and there's really very little tears in it, but they do wear out, they stretch out with time. And if you go to most gyms, they never ever check their bands, and if you go through them real, like pull a bit, you can find the microscopic tears in the fraying. Those are the bands you want to stay away from. When they go fast. This is a 3.5 inch band, and it snaps pretty easy, so you want to be cautious of that when you're using bands. I do a lot of band work, a lot of different size bands and strength bands, and with a fair amount of weight. So you got to be careful if you're doing a bench press with bands or a squat with bands, because if they go one side, usually goes not the other one, and without a good spotter, you're probably going to go and take a big dive. So I'll put that aside. Move this camera back up a little bit. All right, so we'll start with toe raises. So we're going to be, I've got these set up to about the 3rd notch. They go up a lot higher. They go down almost completely flat, but we're going here, and then I do 5, going up and 10 all together, going up and down. So go up on the toes, back down, up on the toes, back down, up on the toes, back down, on the toes, back down, on the toes, back down. All right. So then we're gonna move in here and I'm gonna show you this from a more frontal view here. But these are the bands I use to be able to get down. So I'll show you that, and you can see that I have 4 of them hanging, and what I do is I slide my arms through, allows me to go really deep with my legs, further than I can go normally with my body weight without getting hurt. So it allows me to get a lot of movement and stretch in my knees. I used 2 sets of bands because I did have one of these break also, and that was a quick trip to the ground. So I used a second set as a backup that would probably hold me long enough to catch my balance. So I'm gonna face the camera as I do these. I usually do it the other way, but so I'm gonna slide in and put the arm all the way through. I like to get these up nice and high. And I can grab, the higher I grab, the more stretch I get out of them. The lower I grab, the least I get. Then we're just gonna go down. And I can go backwards, forwards, get rid of my toes. So it allows me to do that. I can move my legs in and out. I can do circles. Circles the other way. And I can see how nice and deep I can get. I can't do that on my own, I've tried. And then I can move my feet closer together, same thing. Get nice and far forward up on my toes. Sit back. Go out wide. Start doing one-legged circles. I like to hold this, I usually play music when I'm out here, so I'll hold it for a whole song, do all these exercises for a whole song. I come forward again, and I can go even wider. So the idea is to get a lot of different moves that your knees aren't used to doing, and that gives you a lot more flexibility. I can hold this for a long time. When I first started, I used way bigger bands than I'm using now, and I could only hold it for a few seconds, and I had to go back and stop. So we're gonna pull back up. So there's that one. And one of the other things I've been trying to do is to turn backward, to lay back and stretch my thighs. So I'm gonna move this here so you can see. I'm gonna move the back in. So I also have bands over here, and you can see that I'm moving this up closer. So I now have handles on here because I can go down further. I have 2 different bands, a light one and a heavy one. Again, in case one breaks, I have a backup. And so I started out with my hands inside the bands, and now I'm going to lengthen it out and try to go back a little bit further. This has been the hardest exercise for me. My thighs are super tight up in the top. It's always been a problem for me. Kind of challenging for squatting and deadlifting, but I'm getting much better. At 72 years old, I can improve myself. People think that you're stuck or going to go backwards the rest of your life. You're not. Don't believe what you're told you can do or can't do. Always cautiously do something. Don't just jump in and do it. Work into it slow, but push yourself every day to get a little bit better. So we're going to go on my knees here, and then just go. And my goal was eventually to get all the way to be over my back. If I happen to do that by mistake now, I wouldn't be walking at all. So we're going to pull that, and oh, it feels so good. So we're going to do that stretch. Got to put my feet out a little bit to the side, get a little more stretch that way. Oh. And this one I've only been doing for about a week and a half. So it's a little bit more challenging to hold it for very long. And I've done a few sets already. I'm not gonna. And so then what we're gonna do is we're gonna move this guy around. And I'm going to show you another exercise that I do here. Okay, so now we're gonna move the camera back over here. And we're gonna go with, I'll go this way first. So we're gonna go with the movement on this one. So we'll just turn it back just a little bit. Okay, so this will be my front calf. Again, the object's probably gonna get more reps than it is to do a ton of weight. So you gotta just bring that up and all right. So again, I've been told that many, many years ago I needed total knee replacement on my right side. I never did that. So that everything is a death sentence, I guess. So now I'm going to show you, and I've showed these before, so they're not really all that new, but so I'm going to show you this one. We go down to the floor with it. So the progression we've made on this is a Nordic squat. These are the straps to help. When we first started, we were way at the top of the squat rack. So we're probably a foot higher than they are now. They dropped down a hole, now we dropped down another hole. And I think we dropped down one more after this one. I'll probably be able to go just doing it raw without any help at all. So get here, and again, this mat is a tri-fold mat. And when I first started, this was always all I ever got. But this time we're gonna take it all the way to the bottom now and see if we can get 5 with that. So my goal is to start getting these without having to use help. But with my bad hamstring, I think for now, I'm gonna stay with it for today at least. And then of course, that had to pop off, so we'll put that back on. All right, so here we go. So that's that exercise. I got one more to show. And this one will be another thigh stretch. I don't usually do them both in the same session. I'll usually rotate them, but today I'm going to do them both at the same time. So I'll move this up a little bit again. So we're going to put this guy. I'm going to rotate. Move this over a little bit more so you can see what we're doing. So this is just a pad over a barbell. Move these out of the way. Move those out. So pad I just bought online on Amazon. So now I can use this for support. So when you first start out, don't worry about your legs giving out. A lot of people do these on benches and stuff, but I get a much better stretch here. And my stretch isn't going out like a single leg squat would be. This leg I want to drive down towards the floor to stretch my thigh, which is why I'm doing it. Want my foot fairly straight. I can either hold here or hold it. I'm not going to support my weight any more than I have to. I'll hold it at the bottom. Change legs. I can call that a drop squat. So that's the 5 I've been doing. And I hope to keep pushing more on them. Eventually I'll show how this benefits me, and if it ever warms up here, we'll go outside and do some stuff. Right now it's still pretty cold out. So thanks for watching. If you like what you're seeing, share it, like it, hit the subscribe button, the notification bell. I plan on doing a lot more of this kind of stuff. Some of it will be repetitive, but sometimes we need things that are repetitive to remember how to do them or why we're doing them. So thanks again for watching. See you next time.